From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 9. Presented by Amity University. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group.
The new Kia Seltos, Century Laminates, Motorola Razr 40 Ultra,
And
PolicyBazaar.com. Co-powered by Sera
and
Maersk.
Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today, co-anchoring the first part of the program is my friend Gaurav Arya, the Senior Consulting Editor, Strategic Affairs of the Republic Media Network. And we are going to talk to you about how in any and every case where there are people who speak against India in an organized way, in a well-planned way, in all of these cases where there is literally an anti-India club, people whose profession, life, persuasion is to hate India. In 99% of these cases, ladies and gentlemen, there is a money angle. There is a financial angle. And before I take it forward, I'd like Gaurav to talk a little bit about it, because fundamentally, Gaurav, what we have observed in time after time after time among the people who in almost a staccato and regular way abuse India, not just on social media, globally, there is always a money angle. They're always, and we end up finding that they have taken money from someone to do it. Gaurav.
No, absolutely, Arnab. I think you're absolutely correct on the button here. You know, the Pakistanis especially have been doing it. They are a rentier state. You look at their entire history from 1947 onwards. Cieto, Cento. Anybody who gives them money, anybody who can write a check, Pakistan will sing praises. You know, all these things against India, this whole information warfare campaign by the Pakistanis, get this person, get that person, you know, spread venom, spew venom against India. All this is paid for because Pakistanis attract exactly the same kind of people that they themselves are.
And you know,
stuff for money.
And you know, I have come today, and I believe, Gaurav, we believe here on the Republic Media Network that we must have facts with us. May I request you, Gaurav, to just hold this up while I explain to people what this document is all about.
Absolutely.
Gaurav, this is the annual House financial disclosures of the US Congress, which show how US Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, and Ilhan Omar was leading the anti-India campaign when the Prime Minister visited the USA. And a group of wokes in India said, we are so grateful to this American politician for abusing our country. The document he carries in his hand shows that this lady has been taking money to do this, funding, support and sponsorship from Pakistan. These are the kind of people who have been taking money, Gaurav, to fund the anti-India narrative. She's getting free trips from Pakistan. She's effectively getting funds from the enemy. And on the basis of this, she questions the abrogation of Article 370 and she attacks Prime Minister Modi. It's very, very important, Gaurav. What is the implication of all this? You know, this lobby, Gaurav, this lobby says we are doing it out of ideological persuasion. We're doing it for human rights. And you're saying here, Gaurav, you're not doing it for human rights. You're doing it for completely and only for money, for dollars.
It's a commercial enterprise, Arnab. This piece of paper proves this is nothing but a business plan. It has a business motive. It is a commercial enterprise. Ilhan Omar was given money by the Pakistanis, and Ilhan Omar started speaking about Kashmir. That's all that there is to it.
And it's just like the money trail to Ghulam Nabi Fai. You know, the Pakistani in America, Ghulam Nabi Fai's NGO. You know, it was given about $1 million a year so that it can hold conferences on quote-unquote Kashmir, invite anti-nationals from India to abuse them with one free business class ticket from Delhi to Washington. You can literally buy them up. The Soros funding fake news in India. Absolutely. Numerous sites taking money through front organizations from George Soros. And of course, recently we saw the China money trail to NewsClick. Who can ignore that? I mean, it's direct funding by the Chinese.
Absolutely, Arnab. And this is grey zone warfare. This is what we call.
Can you explain grey zone warfare?
Grey zone warfare is in many ways also non-contact warfare. So there are there are kinetic versions to it, and there are non-kinetic versions. So use of media, use of social media, use of celebrities, use of all these organizations to sell a certain narrative, pump in money, try to disgrace a certain other country or another organization. This is what grey zone warfare does, Arnab.
So that's why I say, before I go into the debate today, we must all be watchful. In national interest, we must ask questions. Next time you hear any member of the Tukre gang pushing their line and saying, no, we have an ideological issue, please go and find out where they are getting their money from. Ladies and gentlemen, that's debate number one this evening. Debate number one, the money trail from the enemy that funds anti-India hatred in India and from outside India. That's an expose. I'm leading with that. Debate number two this evening, we have debate number two on law and order. You have a disastrous situation in Bihar and Rajasthan. We are debating that at 10. And debate number three this evening, viewers. On debate number three, the BJP has surprised its opponents with an early list being announced in Madhya Pradesh. Is the BJP edgy or confident? Is that the reason behind the early start? That's debate number three, and here are the headlines this Friday evening on the Debate Tonight. Yet India, another anti-India funding trail in focus. Documents expose Pakistan's sponsorship to India-hating US Congresswoman. From Soros funding to NewsClick to now Ilhan Omar, the lobby completely silent on the enemy bankrolling India hate. Rape-accused constable allowed to get away in Rajasthan. A journalist shot dead in Bihar. Law and order in opposition rule states comes under sharp criticism. BJP decision to release first list of candidates in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh sparks debates on the party's chances in the upcoming state elections. India inches closer and closer to the moon with the successful completion of the deboosting. 5 days to go for the big touchdown.
आपकी फिल्म ने भी बहुत अच्छा धमाल मचाया हुआ है बॉक्स ऑफिस पे। जेलर में कल मुख्यमंत्री से भी आप मुलाकात करने वाले हैं।
जी 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 पिक्चर देख रहा हूँ।
उनके साथ पिक्चर देखेंगे
जी।
And in Lucknow, Rajnikant set to meet Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, says we'll watch the movie together, Yogi and me. And what I started with today, documents prove beyond any doubt, that anti-India US Congresswoman Ilhan Omar was directly sponsored by Pakistan to visit POK and rant against India. This case has once again brought into focus funding, big funding by India's enemies to certain media houses, certain quote-unquote woke individuals to abuse India, to hate India, and to show India in a negative light. Tonight, the lobby who cheer on such people, such sold-out individuals, such anti-nationals must speak out on the funding reality. Where are they getting their money from? Let's debate.
In April 2022, US Congresswoman Ilhan Omar was in Pakistan. Her visit, though, was not just restricted to Islamabad. She spewed India hate from Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Ilhan Omar's annual House financial disclosure has exposed that her entire 7-day visit in April, including the food and accommodation, was sponsored by Pakistan.
Now, who is Ilhan Omar? She is a member of the US Congress from the 5th District of Minnesota. She is someone who is known to be on the extreme left of the Democrat Party, along with the likes of Rashida Tlaib and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She is very regularly seen as taking anti-India positions. Last year, she had visited Pak-occupied Jammu and Kashmir at the expense of Pakistani state. last month, she boycotted Prime Minister Modi's address to the US Congress and carried out a parallel briefing on India's human rights record.
The Ilhan Omar case is the latest in the list of cases where enemy is funding anti-India voices. From Soros funding websites in India with a single-point agenda of regime change,
Modi and business tycoon Adani are close allies. Their fate is intertwined. Adani Enterprises tried to raise funds in the stock market but failed. Adani is accused of stock manipulation and his stock collapsed like a house of cards.
the case of alleged Chinese funding to NewsClick,
अभी न्यूज़ क्लिक का खुलासा हुआ है। अब न्यूज़ क्लिक ये सारे लोगों को बहुत पसंद है क्योंकि हमें गाली बोलते हैं, मोदी जी को सवाल पूछते हैं तो बड़े खुश हो जाते हैं। परंतु ये न्यूज़ क्लिक किसके पैसों से चलता है? चीनी एजेंसी के पैसों से चलता है और मान्यवर ये हमें सवाल पूछते हैं।
and even the case of Ghulam Nabi Fai, who was funded to spread lies on Kashmir.
Mr. Fai, you are doing this for Pakistan. Mr. Fai, are you doing it on behalf of Pakistan, on behest of Pakistan? Mr. Fai, are you doing it for Pakistan? Mr. Fai, are you doing it for Pakistan?
The lobby that supports and celebrates anti-India cartel must now look at the evidence that shows how their mascots are on the payroll of India's staunch enemies. Let's debate.
And so we have this interesting situation. These are exactly the people. Aarti, let me start with you. Sanju Verma, Gaurav Arya, Aarti Tikku Singh, Sushant Sareen, Kapil Madan, Shyam Prasad, Meka, Vivek Srivastav and Renu Mittal are on the debate. And we've got someone red-handed out here. The entire lobby, Aarti, was saying what a wonderful person. What a great individual. We must give her the Nobel Prize. Her name is Ilhan Omar. And all she had to do is abuse our Prime Minister. For all these anti-nationals to really sort of, consider her their Joan of Arc.
Well, Arnab, I have a very long history with Ilhan Omar.
You do?
Yes, of course.
Please do share.
Yes, in 2019, I presented before a US congressional.
I remember that. Excellent job you did. Very proud.
And Ilhan Omar had the audacity to come with a script which was actually funded by Qatar. The script basically pointed fingers at me, calling me a spokesperson of the Indian government. Well, I was actually very proud that I was representing my country. I was being truthful to my own nation. But Ilhan Omar, as the documents now show, has been a traitor not only to the United States of America, but she has been a traitor to herself, to her kind actually, because she neither believes in the US, all the fundamental rights, the idea of United States of America, and nor does she believe in the moderate Muslim. Because what she has been constantly advocating for are characters like Osama bin Laden. Remember her statement saying something happened somewhere when she referred to 9/11. She also has been constantly on the side of Pakistani terror state.
Yes.
In that congressional hearing, she actually was on the side of Pakistan, and she was basically taking their line that it's India is the oppressor in Kashmir, that India is committing human rights violations.
Louder, please, on the other side. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, so she...
Where is the money trail?
But as we know that she was actually being funded by CARE, which is actually an Islamic organization in the US, working against the interests of the United States of America. As you will notice today, that Republican Party Vivek Ramasamy, in fact, is constantly talking about how these characters like Ilhan Omar have corroded America from within, how they have taken, in fact, been gnawing at the soul of America, because these characters are today justifying terrorism against India, against United States of America, against all the democracies of the world. Therefore, Ilhan Omar, in fact, it's a travesty that Ilhan Omar has been accommodated by Democrats. This is where Democrats have gone wrong.
Let's put it in the Indian context.
Yes.
The Indian context I see is very simple. Vivek, the one thing you must gather at this stage of your life is something called depth. And when you say that is not an argument which carries any depth. Now, question here is this, Gaurav. Is this. These people have been at the forefront of the Abuse India campaign. Vivek, these Ilhan Omars are the people who have been torchbearers and saying, why did Modi abrogate 370? What a disaster. India is a terrible country. It's not open. Human rights are gone. And you know that she is the number one torchbearer of your group. You people, spineless people sitting in India, hang on to the coattails of Ilhan Omar and say, lead us, Ilhan. Lead us, Ilhan. Lead us into the light. Abuse India anymore. Today I am proving to you that your torchbearer is on Pakistani payrolls. Your torchbearer. Your torchbearer is on Pakistani payrolls.
The world is a global village. No, the world is a global village, and what happens in India is being seen all over the world. The way we question the Americans and the Russians and the Chinese, and we question them and their human rights records, people question us also.
I have proven to be correct.
So, let's not be very touchy about it. And she was the guest of honor to a neighboring country. I did not see any money trail.
Guest of honor to Pakistan. See,
everybody discusses the human rights trail for other countries.
Please come into the debate. What we are proving in Republic tonight, and I want to show this document, it's a financial disclosure report.
There was no bribing.
This person who is...
He was the guest of honor to a neighboring country, and she had
all these
remarks.
people, all these liars in the media, they have been cheerleading them on. They have made her look like an intellectual.
No. See, you question.
She's a Pakistani spy. She's being paid by
Chinese
Pakistan.
Human rights
Even the food she eats is paid by Pakistan.
No, Arnab, you question the Chinese human rights
by Pakistan and Qatar.
Muslims.
She's on Pakistani and Qatari payrolls. Don't you feel ashamed? Kapil Madan, Shyam Mika, come into the debate with Sanju. Don't you feel ashamed? These are the kind of people who you people have been hanging on to. I still remember. I still remember. There's somebody called Kavita Krishnan.
Arnab, you took my name.
Kapil, 1 minute.
No, Kavita Krishnan is a great intellectual, a great writer, a great author, and a great activist.
I took the name of 4 people.
And she's a great communist.
Oh, great.
Just 1 minute.
She's a great actor indeed.
Yeah, she says we should be calling for the... She says we should be calling for the immediate... She says, 1 minute. She says we should be calling for an immediate restoration of communication, respect for human rights, democratic norms and religious freedom and de-escalation in Kashmir. She must add, Sanju, and I want my $100 for tweeting this. She must add. And you guys are looking so shocked.
Okay.
Kapil,
okay, can I respond
I feel
now?
sorry for you. Look at you today. No, 1 minute. Let's get Sanju in and then I'll make you respond.
No, Arnab, yes.
Yes, Sanju.
Now, Arnab, allow me to make my...
Sanju. Let's get Sanju in. After that, Kapil, I'll open it up. I'll open it up.
Yeah.
After Kapil, after Sanju, you speak. Sanju.
Thank you, Arnab. Arnab, I think, Aarti put the entire hypocrisy around Ilhan Omar so succinctly because she's obviously seen her from closer quarters than most of us on the panel. I just want to, through your channel, showcase how this lady who claims to fight for human rights, have you ever seen her speak about the pathetic plight of Uyghur Muslims in China? Did you ever see her raising her voice against, George Floyd who was killed in 2021 by the policeman who put his knee on Floyd's neck. Have you ever seen Ilhan Omar speak against the likes of a Goldman Sachs or a JP Morgan? In fact, we all celebrate capitalism. But the likes of Ilhan Omar, who always pretends to stand for the poor, I was doing some homework and I found out that apart from Pakistan, her biggest benefactors and her biggest patrons have been large corporate houses and investment banks from the US, be it a Carnegie Mellon, be it Goldman Sachs, be it JP Morgan. And she pretends to keep writing against these institutions, but does not blink an eyelid while taking perks and benefits and enjoying their largesse. I also want to read out, for whatever it is worth, I have very little regard for Amnesty International, but since Amnesty International reports have been frequently quoted by the likes of Ilhan Omar, especially when she decided to boycott Prime Minister Modi's speech in the Congress a few months back. This is a report from June 2022, which says that in Pakistan, between March and May 2022, Amnesty International says there were 1,100 state-sponsored killings, more than 2,250 enforced disappearances. There was an instance of a Baluchi student being picked up and he disappeared from the University of Punjab in Lahore. Baluchi students are being picked up from the University of Karachi and they're never seen. Nobody knows what happens to them. She's never spoken about Shireen Mazari of the PTI. Not that I have any love for Shireen Mazari, who was arrested unlawfully, though she was released later. She has never spoken about noted Pakistani journalist Arshad Sharif, who was killed in broad daylight by Shehbaz Sharif's goons. She has never spoken about Zahir Jafar, a transgender activist from Pakistan who was brutally murdered.
No. Let's make it a shorter list than that.
Machinery.
Yeah, I take your point, but the point is this, viewers, why are we raising this person? Many people will be saying, who is Ilhan Omar? Well, let me tell you, there are some Indians who live on crumbs. They have an intellectual complex. Anything from America they love. They have an inferiority complex. There is one person called Akar Patel. I don't know who he is. I also am being told he's a member of the Editors Guild of India. I don't know which guild or which newspaper he ever edited. Now, Akar Patel says Ilhan Omar is a great person. When she says, why has the Biden administration been reluctant to criticize Narendra Modi's record on human rights? Akar Patel says, thank you, Ilhan Omar. Continue to raise issues. And then, at the same time, The Wire, Gaurav, The Wire, Sushant, publishes an article. Ilhan Omar says she will not attend Modi's speech. 75 US lawmakers urge Biden to raise human rights with Modi. Will The Wire publish an article right now? Will they publish an article, Sushant and Gaurav, saying, we have now found out that this lady, who we were praising to the skies, is actually on Pakistani payrolls? Will The Wire publish that story, Gaurav? And if not, why not? That's my point. Why not? No, 1 minute. Like the peels of an onion. Peel by peel, we will expose you, Kapil. We will be unrelenting and almost cruel in the way we expose you. Gaurav will expose you. Gaurav, floor is yours. Gaurav, floor. They made her a celebrity, Gaurav.
Yeah, absolutely. Arnab,
a person living on blood money, they made her a celebrity, Gaurav.
So, Sanju was saying some time back that why didn't Ilhan Omar take up the case of XYZ? Why didn't Ilhan Omar speak for this and that and Arshad Sharif and XYZ? Sanju, the problem here is that Ilhan Omar has not been paid by these people. Ilhan Omar needs to get paid. All this ideological thing, which even Indians do on primetime television, even they write about it. Without payment, they will not do anything. This is a commercial enterprise.
They can all be bought. That's the point. They're all on payroll.
If I may say in Hindi, Arnab, with your permission.
I don't hold yourself back. Sushant is loving it.
Yes.
You speak up.
Arnab,
Sushant is with you tonight.
Arnab, हम लोग बोलते हैं हिंदी में, सब लोग गल्ले पे बैठे हैं. कैश बॉक्स होता है ना दुकान में. ये सब लोग इन्होंने धंधे कर रखे हैं. इनका बिजनेस है ये. Ilhan Omar का बिजनेस है. Ilhan Omar takes money. The proof is right there in the open.
Paid to hate India is the hashtag tonight. Gaurav, continue. You're on a roll.
ये पैसा लेके काम करते हैं और कई सारे लोग भारत में बैठ के प्राइम टाइम टेलीविजन पे पैसा लेके बात करते हैं. They take money, they betray their country. If you have to betray your country, for heaven's sake, do it for ideology.
Traitors, all of them. I'm telling
Heaven
you.
said, do it for ideology, don't do it for money.
Do it for ideology, but you do it for money. There is nothing called ideology. Let me tell you, Kapil, the country will not spare you. No, Kapil.
Now allow me to make my opening remark. Now allow me, Arnab, I think you had. Arnab, you can't. There can't be a monologue. If it's a monologue, then we can go. I mean, you can carry on with your one-sided whatever you want to talk about. Now allow me to make my point. Sanju made a remark. Gaurav made a remark.
No, when did I ever say I am? Wait, no, 1 minute. I'm not Wikipedia. I'm always one-sided. But that is the right side. I have never pretended to be neutral, sir.
So okay, I got that. Thank you. And
I am one-sided.
Thank you for acknowledging that. And I appreciate your honesty.
You are also one-sided. I am also one-sided.
No money trail. There is no money trail.
I appreciate. Now, just a minute. I appreciate your honesty, at least on your channel. You make a very candid disclosure, but allow me to make my point. Now, Gaurav and Sanju talked about the Pakistani connection. I don't want to defend or talk about what Ilhan Omar is and what kind of connection she has. What I will talk about is what I am ashamed of. I am ashamed of Talib Hussain, who was a sitting BJP functionary, who had apparently got links with a terror organization in Pakistan, and he was arrested by Jammu and Kashmir police. Now, I fail to understand why Gaurav and Sanju would want to talk about anything else. Why can't you hold that guy accountable? Will you not ask question from your investigating agency and to the BJP precisely?
Debate, my dear sir.
No. The point is you talk about terror.
You're talking about Ilhan Omar.
Gaurav. Now,
you are not the anchor of this show, guys.
Now,
you can't change the topic at will. I want to talk about this. You have been invited to talk about certain topics. Stick to the topic.
So the point is, ये expose हो रहा है कि किसके गल्ले खुले हुए हैं. किसके गल्ले खुले हुए हैं.
I will not watch.
You want to talk about anything. You want to talk about. You don't want to talk about.
I will not watch.
All I am saying is no.
No, I will not watch.
I am saying
I will
when
not
a
watch.
sitting BJP functionary, when a sitting
Baba,
BJP functionary
has been
arrested on a terror charge, will you not talk about that? You will not. Have you asked a question? You are so-called expert on international law and क्यों? आप सवाल नहीं पूछोगे. आप बीजेपी से सवाल नहीं पूछोगे. कितने सवाल पूछे आपने बीजेपी से? पूछो संजू वर्मा से. आपने पाकिस्तान के बारे में.
मैं सवाल पूछूंगा.
बहुत अच्छी बात है. बहुत अच्छी बात है.
मैं सवाल पूछूंगा. मैं सवाल पूछूंगा. And I'm saying here, don't say Toko and all on the program. I'm saying here tonight. 1 minute. Kapil, listen. It's chaos right now. 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Sanju, just coming to you in a minute. Hashtag trending.
Talib Hussain पकड़ा गया जम्मू और कश्मीर पुलिस के द्वारा कि नहीं? आप ये बताओ. पकड़ा गया कि नहीं?
आप मेरी बात
बताओ कि तालिब हुसैन पकड़ा गया कि नहीं? आप ये बताओ.
Should we both hit him back? Okay, then my question is, okay, we'll both hit him back. And Kapil, just sit down. Gaurav and I are both going to hit you back intellectually. Just
Ilhan Omar is an intellectual. She has a right to criticize whatever she likes or she doesn't.
भाई साहब, मैं इल्हान उमर की बात कर रहा हूँ.
हम सरकार को क्रिटिसाइज करेंगे तो हमारे गले खुले हुए हैं.
Have I taken your name?
आप इल्हान उमर की बात करिए सर. आप भी बुला लीजिए ना इनवाइट करके किसी को.
Why does your guilty conscience prick you? क्या मैंने बोला कि विवेक गले पे बैठा है? मैंने नहीं बोला ऐसा. I spoke about इल्हान उमर. Are you feeling guilty? क्या हम लोग गले पे बैठे हैं? भाई साहब, मैं आपके बारे में बात नहीं कर रहा.
I'll tell you something.
आपको क्यों बुरा लग गया?
I'll tell you. Just 1 minute.
Why are you getting upset?
And give you a
He hasn't even.
So were they on your payroll?
My question here, viewers, and as you can see, I'm just picking up my Motorola Razr wonderful phone for the Motorola moment in a minute. Now, 1 second. At least, unlike you, I don't pretend to be a leftist. Okay, now my question is this. Sushant Sareen is on the debate, maintaining an unnatural and uncharacteristic silence. Sushant, please don't do this. It is almost traumatic for me to see you maintain restraint for 25 to 30 minutes. Now, my question is this as the hashtag is trending. Sushant. Okay, Sushant.
I was just a little amused when Vivek called Ilhan Omar an intellectual. She's been called many things. But I think this is the first time Ilhan Omar has been accused of being an intellectual. But given that Vivek comes from the left, I'm not surprised he finds her an intellectual. And secondly, I'm very surprised because Kapil Madan is a very good lawyer. I don't know why he's destroying his own case by saying that there was a BJP guy who was arrested for spying. The guy is a BJP fellow and yet he was arrested and he's being punished. What more accountability does Kapil Madan want? If supposing there is a bad apple who enters a party and the party has no compunctions in getting him arrested and throwing the law book at him, I can't see what is Kapil Madan's problem.
There is a whole petty of bad apples.
Come back,
you know?
Mr.
That's the problem.
एक मिनट, अरे मदान साहब आप बोल रहे थे मैं चुप रहा ना, बाद में बोल लेना यार, इसमें कौन सी बड़ी बात है? We can discuss this later also. Take it easy.
सुशांत भाई, कोई भी क्रिटिसाइज करता है तो आप उसको कहते हैं खुले खुले में। कोई भी क्रिटिसाइज करता है आप बोलते हैं एमनेस्टी भी गलत है, सारे ह्यूमन राइट्स ऑर्गेनाइजेशन गलत है। अरे आप बुला लीजिए ना इल्हान उमर को।
This is what happens, Sushant, when you
Vivek, do you have to interrupt me? What kind of dialectics and what kind of this thing have you learnt here from Marx and whoever else you learn from?
I'm just telling you.
You are interrupting me, na, because I was talking. I kept quiet all along. Now when I'm talking, you are interrupting me. Simply because I'm rebutting something you said. But I don't know why you're getting so agitated about it.
No, you're not rebutting. You're accusing people of having a money trail, galle khule hain, paisa
continue, Sushant, ignore.
All this is nonsense. You invited and show it to her as an American parliamentarian how good India is. Why didn't you do it? You did it when 370 was abrogated. You called a whole contingent of foreigners to this country.
Okay, one second. Vivek, now listen. Do you want him?
Yeah.
मैं बता रहा हूँ आप एक मिनट उनको खत्म करने दें, उसके बाद जरा बोल रहे हैं। मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ।
जी
Look at him, yeah.
Okay, Sushant, you have his permission then, and then I'll come in. And imagine Renu's not even said a word. Yes, Sushant.
You know, I find the leftists so disagreeable simply because, you can't even disagree with them and they can't take it nicely. Yeah? I requested Kapil to keep quiet, like a good chap. He said, okay, fine, you say your stuff and I'll keep quiet. But Vivek, I've had some leftists in my family also, and okay, I'm not surprised. But look, let's come back to Ilhan Omar. Right. Look, here is the thing. Arnab, number one, we were told that the world is nowadays a global village. I think it was a global village when people from the left parties were also named by the Mitrokhin papers of taking money and then peddling the leftist agenda, the communist agenda in India. This is an old game. In the case of Ilhan Omar, and I disagree with Gaurav out there, in her case, look, she's an out-and-out Islamist. She has defended some of the worst Islamist perpetrators of violence very, very brazenly, right? For her, it's an ideological thing. Plus, she's getting paid for it. So it's like, it's double fun that she's getting paid for peddling this nonsense. So I'm not surprised with the kind of stance which she takes vis-a-vis India, which is not an Islamic country, and her silence on countries like Pakistan. But it comes as absolutely no surprise whatsoever. What I find surprising is, I should not be surprised by people like Mr. Srivastav that he is batting for a rabid anti-India person like Ilhan Omar and then saying, why did India call a delegation from outside to go and see Kashmir? So I can't understand where this mentality
can I want to bring in two people who haven't spoken, that's Renu and Sham, and then I'm opening it up. See, Renu and Sham, I'm coming in now. I want to tell you, Renu, why today's debate is important. And for the view, I'll take 10 seconds. Because you see, there's a group of people, Renu, who have been saying, oh, Muslims are under threat in India. Muslims are on the brink of genocide. No, there has been a genocide. There is an anti-Muslim genocide in India. India is divided. And you know something, Renu and Sham, the #1 leader of this Muslims under threat, everybody on the brink of genocide argument has been Ilhan Omar. Now, is it accidental that this person who says Muslims are facing a genocide in India is being paid by Pakistan? Do you understand?
Arnab,
Sham, Mecca and Renu, is it hitting you?
Is it hitting you like Haley's comment?
No, not.
That this is what happened. The person who's been pushing the Muslims facing genocide argument is on Pakistani payrolls.
We've heard it, please.
Pakistani payrolls.
Global phenomena.
What kind of people are
there.
Pakistani payrolls.
Who are paid to lobby for their countries. There are people who are paid to lobby for other countries. It's a global phenomena. Now we have this Sanju Verma here who every day sits here and reads out a script coming from the BJP headquarters, about all kinds of things which he wants to educate us on. The point is, please, I didn't interrupt when you were on a diabetes. Please.
Renu, you're not discussing Sanju Verma, please.
I am all
you discuss those who are, no, you're not discussing Sanju Verma.
And she reads out a huge script from the BJP
she's not
headquarters.
even, she's totally ignoring you, but you're...
Listen to me. Okay, let me have my say now. I've been very patient. Please hear me out also. You see, there are people who are also on an ideological plane. They do target other countries. And there are people who are on the payroll. So it's a worldwide phenomena. You pick on those in your programs who are people who, who they say are anti-India. Now in America, this happens every day. So does it happen in Russia, and China, and Pakistan. Any country in the world that you take.
Good.
We've got intelligence agencies, we've got spies.
No, Americans should take on those who are anti-America, and Indians should take on those who are anti-India.
They do.
What do you mean?
How much do you know about America?
What else should we do?
The kind of focus you have here. No, I'm sorry.
How much do I know enough to know that the ISI money trail went to Ghulam Nabi Fai?
You are being funded. These are, and you people
of course,
and we people. Arnab, that's
of
not
course,
good terminology.
Who's funding NewsClick? Who's funding NewsClick?
No, you go.
Aarti Tikku runs a first-class news website. She's not taking Chinese money. She's not taking Chinese money.
Payroll of anybody. Look at these YouTube. You say they are on the payroll.
I am talking about those who are on Soros's payrolls.
All kinds of names are being coined. Why? Why these dissensions that are being
so is it accidental?
It's a global
No, why are you getting upset? I've not said you are on anybody's payroll. Sanju is back on the debate and then I'm opening it up. Sanju, no. If I have found a money trail, it's serious, okay? It's serious. Sanju is on. If there is a money trail, it's serious. If it's a money trail, then it's serious. If there's an ISI money trail, a Soros money trail, a China money trail, it's serious, okay? The people who do this are like betraying their own country.
But don't let people read.
In certain cases, now in a significant number of cases, why? Why is there a money trail? Why is there a money trail?
No,
let them come in. You want to come in? You want to come in 5 seconds? But before that, can I bring in Sanju? Because she mentioned Sanju by name. There's Sanju.
With the same brush.
Thank you.
She says it's accidental, Sanju.
Okay, fine.
Sanju. Renu, Sanju.
Thank you. You were very right. I will not give Renu Mittal undue attention. She does not deserve that. Having said that, I will just say, Kapil Madan said, please keep quiet. Now, Renu, I did not heckle you. Show some decency. Thank you. Kapil Madan asked a very valid question. Kapil Madan,
from the BJP.
Arnab, can you please ask this lady? I did not heckle her. Can you, Renu Mittal?
No, this is not necessary. Please continue. Renu, please stop. Kapil Madan on the right. Kapil and Shyam Meka on the right. Yeah.
Okay. Kapil asked a very valid question, and I have this to say, that the man in question, Talib Hussain Shah, he posed as a reporter from a news portal, and immediately on knowing that he is connected with LET operatives, he was arrested in Rajouri district on the 3rd of July without much ado. But I have one question to ask of Kapil, and I'm sure he will have the courtesy to respond. Why is it that the Congress still today has not come clean on the fact that Fali Homi Major said the Indian Air Force was willing to avenge the horrific 26/11 Mumbai terror attack, but Manmohan Singh ordered the IAF not to take any action? Why is it that Sam Pitroda, when asked ahead of the Lok Sabha 2019 elections about the anti-Sikh genocide of 1984, said, Hua was his crisp response without any remorse or regret? Why is it that Kanhaiya Kumar, who was at the forefront of the Tukde Tukde gang, saying Bharat, tere tukde honge, inshallah, has been made the head of NSUI of the Congress? Also, why is it that the same Congress which gives lessons in political morality to the Congress till today says Umar Khalid is a brilliant historian, Sharjeel Imam, who spoke about cutting the chicken's neck, is a brilliant patriot, and
let's get a response.
Who says everybody saying Jai Shri Ram is a terrorist. These are the icons and heroes of the Congress party. From Sharjeel Imam and a Sharjeel Usmani to Umar Khalid and Kanhaiya
Okay, he's responding now.
ये तो आपके हीरो हैं.
His hand is
ये
up.
तो आपके icons हैं.
He wants to respond. Sanju, let him.
You're Manishankar Iyer going to Pakistan and saying, इन्हें हटाओ, हमें लेकर आओ. इन्हें हटाओ, हमें लेकर आओ. Manishankar Iyer asking Pakistan to remove Prime Minister Modi and bring the Congress in, which is as low as it can get. That is as low as it can get. So
we need to be very watchful, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot have people in power or people close to power who are willing to sell themselves, sell themselves to the enemy.
Let me first expose her, and I would first like to thank Sanju. I think she's very honest on the channel. She admitted that a BJP sitting functionary was in fact working with a terrorist organization, and he was caught. So ex-functionary. Okay, then ex-functionary. But the fact is, but he was a functionary or not? But he was a BJP office bearer or not? Was he?
Breaking below.
So correct. So he was a BJP functionary. Now, great. Now allow me to make another point. Sanju, allow me to make another point. Now there is another report where, I am not twisting now. I didn't heckle you. So thank you, Sanju. Now another DRDO scientist who apparently had links with RSS was caught for spying for Pakistan. I mean, how is this? No, you should be ashamed. You should be ashamed. Now the point is, I need to get Aarti. Sitting BJP is in the union. Who is responsible for law and order? Who is responsible for?
Just tell me one thing. Why can't these people find money from within India? Sushant and Aarti Tikko Singh, the elephant in the room. Why do they always take money from global organizations when it comes to propaganda and then say don't link it? I want to know why do they take so much money? Why are they so desperate for foreign funding? What is it? Aarti and Sushant, let me go back to Sushant and Aarti. And then there are some people, Sushant and Aarti, who say, so what? Let them make some money. What's the big deal? Let's all make some money. Nothing will happen. We'll write a bit against India. We'll abuse India a little bit. Why are you getting so worked up, they say, Sushant?
Arnab, the fact of the matter is nothing used to happen. It was a free house. People were taking money left, right and center from abroad and living it up. As far as Kapil Madan is concerned, if he wants to talk about this, then, there was something called the Larkin brothers. There was Kumar Narayan. There was the spy in PC Alexander when he was the PS to PM, his office. Are you really saying that, all of that was happening because the Congress party allowed it to happen? My point is that the moment you catch hold of a spy and you catch hold of a subversive element, you punish the guy. It's as simple as that. Secondly, I was quite bemused by Renu Mittal holding a brief against Sanju Verma. Sanju is apparently, for last I checked, she's a spokesperson of the BJP. So if she's taking a song sheet from the BJP and singing it on your show, that's her job, isn't it? What else is she supposed to do? Sing the song sheet from the Congress party or the Communist party? So I can't understand. Finally, Arnab, on the money thing. You remember Rihanna? Rihanna's tweet? Why are we not talking about the farm protest? Do you remember how much she was paid? Does anybody know how much she was paid? So yes, this business of getting people to amplify your voices is something which has been happening. There are some people who have gamed it and they bring in people like Ilhan Omar. My only big problem with Ilhan Omar is also that, at a time when Pakistan is bankrupt, it's going around begging for money for every little penny. They have the money to sponsor trips like Ilhan Omar's and a number of other people and propaganda campaigns against India.
And let me tell you, Aarti,
I don't know how that works.
Why don't you also invite
this kind of propaganda on borrowed money?
Every country is doing it, Sushant. Every country is doing it.
On borrowed money? On borrowed money?
You know it very well.
On borrowed money?
Sushant, you know it very well that Pakistani army generals and ISI have
I mean,
enough
you are against
to
amnesty,
spend
you are
on
against the
these
whole world.
social media influencers. They have enough to spend on synthetic celebrities like Ilhan Omar. This is all they do. They are not worried about they are not worried about people because there is no democracy. There is no democracy in Pakistan. So why do they need to worry about people?
Raise a finger on you.
Look at the irony of it, Aarti.
No, I understand the funny side.
They created this entire core of pros who actually turned their guns on the Pakistan army and went with Imran Khan. So I think the Pakistan army has absolutely lost this fifth generation war where this Gaurav calls it.
I have Arnab, it's very surprising. It's very surprising, Arnab. I see Renu saying that Sanju has taken some sort of dictation from BJP headquarters. So Sanju taking dictation from BJP headquarters is wrong, but Ilhan Omar taking money from Pakistan and abusing India is absolutely right. So I think, Sanju, you are the culprit. You are speaking for a political party, but Ilhan Omar taking money from the Pakistanis and abusing India is absolutely correct, and that is the kind of similarity they seek to find out.
Everybody sponsors trips.
I tell you, this is so wonderful. Republic is getting so much support, trending everywhere. Trending everywhere, and Ishika says this hatred for Pakistan towards India is the reason for his destruction every time. I also have with us, we have Ishu who says openly discussing the anti-India agenda by Arnab and Major only on Republic. Very happy. Thank you. I'm happy that you're happy, ladies and gentlemen. And Venkata says the problem with the gang is that they have an army of, he abuses, who have zero intellectual values, not sure what she's saying most of the time. She talks for panelists. Okay, that's a little bit expletives used there. And Ishu says, let's expose it completely. We are with you. Thank you very, very much. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, before I go, somebody said, why am I one-sided? Well, it's not I'm one-sided. Republic is one-sided. And that side is for the nation. We can't be on both sides. We are not the Lutyens media. Coming up on the other side, the interesting story of why the BJP released an early list for Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. Is it overconfident, confident, or getting edgy? In a few minutes.